Think of it. You don't go to work for free. You go for a reward, so you'll get paid. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm also a mother. Today, can we talk about positive parenting? First of all, so many parents experienced corporal punishment, spanking, when they were a kid, and they've read the research and know that you probably shouldn't hit children. On the other hand, they don't have other tools available because their parents didn't have them. So before I talk about some positive parenting techniques, let's talk about why corporal punishment or spanking has been proven by research to not help at all. First of all, it can cause mental health damage to a child. It can cause physical injury. It can increase aggression in a child. And more than anything, research has shown that a child who's consistently spanked shows a decrease in the production of gray matter in their brain linked to social cognition. And finally, another study shows that kids who are continually spanked show lower IQs. Okay, so what can you do? I mean, your job as a parent is to shape behavior, right? Well, the first thing I want to remind you about human beings is that we are pleasure-seeking individuals. We do far more for rewards than we do for punishment. Think of it. You don't go to work for free. You go for a reward, so you'll get paid. So creating a reward structure, even making a chart on the fridge for how many times they make their bed or do the dishes or get their homework done. And certain kind, depending how young they are, if they're small, you can just put little stars and stickers and they can get tiny little rewards. If they're older, they can spend more time building bigger rewards that might involve monetary rewards. Remember, this isn't bribing your child to behave. This is incentivizing your child to behave. So that's the first thing. Work with rewards. The second thing is you want to water the behavior that you want to grow. Don't water the weeds. So if you find yourself spending all your attention on your child whenever they're behaving badly, guess what? Kids are attention seekers. And if they learn that that's the way to get their parents' attention, then they're going to continue with the negative behavior. So instead, you have to catch them being good quite regularly and give them lots of compliments and love and hugs for just being good. This becomes the new reward for them. They want to get positive parenting from you, and so they'll behave good to get that. Finally, if they do something that's considered bad, what can you do to help shape that behavior? It's something you've got to act on, right? You can't ignore those weeds. You've got to deal with it. Well, first of all, create a logical consequence. If a small child takes their bowl of cereal and pours it all over the floor, then very firmly you say, we can't move to the next activity, whatever it may be, the play date, the TV show, until they clean up the kitchen. And you might want to help them a little bit depending how young they are. Remember, you don't have to get mad to just be firm. You go, I'm sorry, not until we get it cleaned up. And then we can move to that next thing. You don't have to yell. You don't have to scream. You just have to be firm and wait. That's the key thing. You need to allow the time to implement the punishment. The kid might try to wait you out, but you know what? You're gonna have to cancel that next thing until the cleaning up gets done. With very small children, toddlers, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, if they're showing aggression with friends, for instance, or siblings, and they're hitting, obviously you don't want to punish that with more hitting, but restraint is okay. You can say things like, I'm gonna hold you and I'm gonna hold your arm still because I see you're having trouble restraining yourself. You're having trouble not hitting. So I'm going to help you. In the meantime, you can also talk about their feelings and why they might be feeling angry and get them to talk about their feelings of anger. Timeouts also work well with small kids. They hate to be socially excluded. With older kids, it's all about the withdrawal of privileges. The only good thing about how our older children and teenagers are addicted to computers and technology and smartphones is that now you can remove those rewards to get the behavior you need. Oh yeah, you take a phone away from a teenager for 24 hours, it's like you've taken a heroin needle out of their arm. They are so addicted and they will do anything to get it back, even good behavior. So there are lots of ways to be a positive parent. but it takes time, planning, and thinking about what you're going to do if the inevitable happens. I mean, they're kids. You're shaping their behavior, right? Remember, catch them being good. Have them work for rewards. Make it all about positive behavior. And sometimes, just ignore the bad behavior if it's not unhealthy or dangerous, and it'll go away. Now, we all want our children to grow up to be empathetic people with compassion, who are independent, and who make positive contributions to society. So what are some things we can do in their developing years to help nurture that in them? Well, first and foremost, just model morality. If you're a good person, if you do the right thing, you don't have to teach them. Remember, kids copy what they see far more often than they listen to what you say. So the real work of teaching a child to be ethical and compassionate is to be that yourself as a parent. Secondly, give kids autonomy. Now, it has to be based on age and what they're ready for. But the message to them is, I trust you to make good decisions. I know that you're going to be a good person and you're going to make the right choice here. Now, they won't always make the right choice. And that's where the next important part of parenting comes in. Don't clean up their messes. But also, don't belittle them. Don't criticize them. Don't say, I told you so. Instead, be their emotional guide. That didn't go the way you thought it would, right? How does that make you feel? How do you think the other person felt? What can you do to repair? Guide them, help them, make gentle suggestions. Trust me, when they've made a bad choice, they already see the consequences. The world is giving it to them. They don't need you on top of it. But they also don't need you running around cleaning up their messes for them, all right? So they have to have the time and space to be able to make restitution for whatever mistake they made. Finally, the best thing we can give our kids at any age is acknowledgement for their feelings and language for their feelings. Instead of telling them who to be or criticizing their behavior, how about acknowledging the feelings? When they're 4 years old, I see that you wanted the biggest piece of the cake. So I saw you grab really quickly and take the biggest piece of the cake. Let's stop for a minute and think about what the other children felt when they got the smaller pieces. Just teach empathy, teach awareness, teach insight. As they're older, you'll bring up much more difficult, more complicated questions, but put the problem solving inside their heads and you stay there as kind of an observing eye, as a nice, friendly guide, not a harsh, punitive conscience. I know, it's hard to do, especially when your kids are doing crazy things. But we all want to be a nice, flexible backbone parent as much as possible. Yes, we vacillate from being a brick wall parent or a jellyfish parent, but in between, there's that beautiful, flexible backbone parent that we all aspire to be. Good luck to you. I think you can be that parent today. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. Thanks for watching on Local Now. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on my social media. That's at Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time.